once a war we lost.
Well, don't worry about it. We're famous for losing the wars we win.
Baghdad! Don't underestimate Baghdad!
A city rich in romantic Oriental lore.
Baghdad! You must investigate Baghdad!
And learn a few of the facts you never knew before.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us?
Not much, because it's a secret.
Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code?
I wish there were something secret I could manifest.
322, a secret number?
There are all kinds of secrets.
We're here.
Back.
Yes, it's been a whole 6 years.
It's been 6 years, and it's Thursday, February 4th, and wow. How do you feel, Lenny?
You became a spy. I've got a cold tonight,
I've got a cold,
Mrs.
too.
Steele. You became a spy when the media betrayed the truth. I just hope...
so what have you got there?
Nothing.
Nothing. We became spies when the media betrayed the truth. We know that.
And we're going to scrape the bullshit off the truth, and... we're here to un-Tavistock ourselves.
Un-Tavistock. I want to do that. That sounds like fun. Organizing ignorance for discovery, and we're going to scrape the bullshit off the truth.
Exactly. Well, you needed it this week because last week I called it the Spate of the Union address by Obama.
I think you changed that, didn't you?
Instead
I think you wanted to call it the Spade of the Union.
The Spade of the Union, yes.
That's a good one.
Shoveled so much shit. Let's get right into it, Mrs. Steele. It's been a very interesting week. There's a lot of dots to connect, and of course the patterns that we've been talking about seem to be getting reinforced week by week by week.
And we've only got 60 minutes to get all that information in. So, you know what? Let's get frenetic. And now, Lenny, are you ready to bury your mind? Because I am.
I am. Now, the first interesting big bullshit lie of the week was the fact that last week there was a missile seen over Newfoundland, shot over Newfoundland.
Were there several or just one?
And it's interesting, there were more than one.
More than one, right?
But the way they wrote about it in the press and they developed it is they wanted to mislead, I don't know if you've caught it, they wanted to mislead everybody from the fact that these were obviously missiles that get shot from submarines. Now, these missiles over Newfoundland were, they tried to say they came from Saint-Pierre-Miquelon. I've spoken to some people in the intelligence community, and they were shot from submarines. And it's very interesting that the Canadian government and the American government, they've covered it all up.
So why would they have sent, you know, if they were going to shoot them out, why would they have done it from Saint-Pierre-and-Miquelon? I mean, that's outrageous.
Well, that's French territory.
It's shocking.
Well, they wanted everybody to think that you can only launch a missile from land. They tried to get them onto
Not that you couldn't do it from a submarine.
A submarine.
I see.
They got, you see, it was very subtle propaganda by the liars and whores of the oil-soaked, spy-riddled monopoly press. Now, Mrs. Steele, the press is so spy-riddled, and I've worked for the press for years. I can tell you that in every major anchor man on every major network is an intelligence agent. CIA, DIA, or some other, or CSIS. They're all intelligent. There are no newsmen or journalists left, very few left in the newspaper or the media business.
Well, they're just part of the hoodwinking and the bamboozling, you know, the media.
Exactly.
That's
now,
what they do.
Now, we'll get to, I have an article here about Germany is offered Swiss secrets. It was in the Globe and Mail, the Toronto Globe and Mail, and it's written, we'll get to that later. And there's an article written on George Moore, an ex-spy. First of all, they say in the Globe and Mail, ex-spy 80, a colorful, genial man of mystery. Now, first of all,
he was found dead in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
There's no such thing as an ex-spy. Even if you retire, you're still a spy. You still work for the agency. You're paid a pension. Yeah. There's no such thing as an ex-spy. So we'll come back to him. Now, Norman Spector, he works for the Globe and Mail, and he had an article on Michael Ignatieff, and Spector is a CIA agent. So we can start identifying all the intelligence agents in the Globe and Mail, in the CBS, Dan Rather, Walter Cronkite was a British general. I mean, they're all spies. So it's impossible to get journalism anymore. They're all spies. I want to get back to this business about the missile.
Well, I heard that they said there were some hobbyists. They were trying to say that there was a hobby club that was shooting these missiles off.
I know, but
isn't that what they said?
Even that is a lie. It was
Isn't that a lie?
Phony baloney. But they've got a UFO. We have a report here. A UFO researcher from Finland said the mysterious objects seen over Newfoundland were jetliners catching the winter sun.
Oh, really? Catching the sun?
I don't know who believes this crap. Do they really? Does CSIS and the FBI and the RCMP really believe the people believe this nonsense? Guys, can't you do better than this? Now, when you see them bring out these lies, you realize there's a lot more going on to cover up. Who was shooting missiles over Newfoundland from submarines? The Russians could. The French could. Who else could? The Americans could. The Canadians can't. They don't have any submarines with any launch capabilities. So there obviously was, who knows, the Iranians have submarines. I know that.
Well,
I don't think it was them, but it could be.
I don't think we're going to know really who it is. I mean,
but one thing for sure, somebody was giving a warning message to the Canadians and the Americans to, maybe it was the Iranians, back off. But obviously it's part of the war backstage, and as you heard on our introduction, there are just so many secrets, John Kerry said, eh? So many secrets.
Well, anyways, Harper stands firm on Qatar repatriation. They're not going to let that guy go. They're not going to bring him back. You know, they're going to have a kangaroo court try him, and he's going to be put away for life. He's never going to get free, that poor guy.
The Canadians don't want Qatar coming back because he knows too much. He'll start to talk too much about how the Canadians were torturing prisoners.
Well, absolutely. I mean, we know that at
RCMP murdered that poor Polish guy out west.
All the So that's that. And
now here's a story from Germany. Top Jesuit apologizes for priest's sex abuse.
I've got that one too.
Isn't that a great story?
Yep.
This is the tip of the iceberg, Mrs. Steele.
No, what he actually apologized for these two priests, Father Stefan Dartman, and you know what? These two guys, Stab and Riedel, were actually moved to different places, and they abused so many young men and young women. One of them admitted to it, the other one didn't. So can you imagine? They just kept moving them around, and now they're apologizing. This is from the 70s and the 80s.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Well,
isn't that a little too late? A little too late.
In order to become a high-level Fourth Oath Jesuit, you've got to be a pedophile.
Well, no, I think you're right. I mean, in order to be in that level, you have to do some pretty nasty disgusting things.
Yeah. So this stuff is being exposed in the papers. Amazing, eh?
Well, you know what? There's so much stuff going on. We know that
what other
Salinger, the reclusive voice of a generation, I think you were telling me that he's been Tavistocked. Did he actually get un-Tavistocked when he went into hiding?
Who's this?
The Catcher in the Rye guy.
Oh, J.D. Salinger. Now, he was a high-level...
when he died.
He was a high-level Tavistock, exactly.
Yeah. Do you think he got un-Tavistocked, though, because he went into hiding and he was a recluse? What do you think? It's possible, isn't it?
Excuse me. I think that
it's possible.
Salinger is part of the paradigm shift gang at Tavistock, part of the the new culture, new age culture, and the way of changing America's attitude towards